What's going on, everyone? Jon Venus here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing how I lost 20 pounds without tracking calories, without any restrictions, and how you can do it too. Everything you need to know to make this journey a reality for you as well. So it's a lot simpler than you guys might realize. So I already made a video in the past explaining how I got to that point 8 weeks ago. So the summary is basically I couldn't train, so I was hitting the gym or working out twice a week. I wasn't walking a lot, I wasn't doing any cardio, and I was eating way more calories than I was burning because of my new and unusual sedentary situation. So I've actually gained 20 pounds of body weight, and most of it is fat. Obviously if I just relax, pop my stomach out, this is probably gonna be my thumbnail, of course, because I gotta get the views. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to feeling better. So now you saw how I looked 8 weeks ago to this day, and now let's analyze how my body looks currently as of this morning. So you can tell that my definition is much better. You can see my muscles separating, you can see my abs a lot better, my serratus. I'm not extremely lean, but it's definitely a huge progress just for 8 weeks. And this is not just me doing a crazy extreme diet. This is me just making a couple simple changes. You can see a lot of my clients having similar transformations in terms of fat loss in the span of 8 weeks, which is the duration that most of my programs last. So now let's focus on how I lost those 20 pounds in these 8 weeks and how you can do it too. So the main thing right here is that I didn't track any calories. I didn't, restrict myself. I didn't starve myself. And that is the most important thing. Now, I'm not saying that tracking calories and macros is a bad thing. I think it's crucial for a lot of people to do so because it teaches you the caloric density of your meals. It teaches you how much calories your body needs to achieve certain body goals. So it's definitely a very, very important thing to learn. But as you guys know, I've been doing this for almost 8 years now, and I know by intuition when my body is on a caloric deficit, when my body is on a surplus. So I don't need to track everything on my phone to, achieve a certain goal. So if you struggle with an eating disorder or you just don't really want to track your macros, the way to lose fat without, worrying too much about the numbers is to change how you're eating and also change how much calories you're burning throughout the day. So the main thing that you have to focus on is eating more whole foods, more foods that are gonna fill your stomach up. So we don't wanna be smashing in the peanut butters and definitely not the junk food and processed foods. We wanna keep it clean. We wanna eat food in its original state, whole foods. And I'm not saying to avoid all processed foods. There are some processed foods that you can still include, like, some bread, some whole grain pasta, tofu, that kind of stuff is still great to include into your diet. Things like protein powder as well can be helpful. But in general, the idea is to replace all the processed foods, all the calorically dense foods with less calorie dense foods. So a great example in the past 8 weeks, what I've done is instead of having 500 grams of oatmeal for breakfast, I would have maybe 100 grams of oatmeal and then increase the amount of blueberries or mixed berries that I include in the oatmeal, because berries, as you guys know, is very filling. It's way less calorie dense than fruits are, so it really helps with the volume. So way less calories but fills up even more space in the stomach, which is the main hack. So you're gonna focus on eating foods that are gonna fill up your stomach and not give you all the calories. So that's gonna be extremely important, and here is why. If you eat very high calorie foods and you don't fill your stomach up, you're gonna feel hungry. And feeling hungry is the #1 enemy. You should never feel hungry on a fat loss or weight loss journey. That is the most important thing. That is what we focus on with all our clients, is to put them on a caloric deficit or on a fat loss program while never feeling hungry. The next reason for including more whole foods is obviously nutrient density, right? Because if I were to do flexible dieting or if it fits your macros, the issue is, and this is really sad that so many people just go that route because it's so easy and it pleases your taste buds and feeds your addiction. But the problem is that it doesn't give you nutrients, and nutrient density is so important because if you constantly undereat on very high calorie processed foods, you are not only going to feel hungry, but you're going to be lacking a lot of important nutrients that is going to, help you with fat loss and also, optimize your health. Because if you're not optimizing your health while you're losing weight, you're going to feel way worse. So you're going to feel hungry and you're gonna feel fatigued, you're gonna feel weak, you're gonna feel lethargic, you might get headaches, stomach aches, that kind of stuff. So that is why I never recommend flexible dieting or if it fits your macros, because it is absolute horse shit. I'm not saying that, you know, cheap meals and, you know, incorporating junk food here and there in small amounts during your fat loss journey is a bad idea. It's actually a great idea, and you know, through these 8 weeks I have been eating some, you know, chocolate almost every single day, but very small amounts. And the important thing to realize is that you can have them in moderation in small amounts, as long as you just don't base your whole diet around getting as much of these treats in as possible and just matching the calories and macros. That is not the way to go about it. So in general, I just focus on replacing the whole foods that are very calorie dense, like oatmeal, with less calorie dense whole foods. Because again, even if you're eating whole foods, you can still gain weight, because you know, there are things like nuts and seeds, which are very calorie dense, very high in fats. Oatmeal grains are very high in calories. So you still need them in your diet because they provide so many amazing benefits. So you want to minimize the very high calorie whole foods and maximize your lower calorie whole foods in your diet if you want to lose weight very effectively without feeling hungry. So increase the portion sizes of, you know, salads, leafy greens, cruciferous veggies like broccoli, bok choy, cauliflower, even other veggies like tomato, cucumber. And then you want to add those high calorie, high fatty foods as extras. So things like avocado, nuts, seeds, coconut, that kind of stuff that is very high in fat and very calorie dense. You want to still have them because of all the nutrition benefits, but you want to minimize the amount and just have them as, you know, small toppings, or just have them in small amounts in general. So eating huge amounts of leafy greens, if your body can tolerate it and you don't feel any digestive discomfort, is a great way to go about it. Just don't forget to add those filling, satiating protein sources and fats to your salads, because if not, you're gonna starve yourself, feel hungry, feel depressed, and you know, want to binge eat on some ice cream. So the last important thing in terms of nutrition and diet that I want to touch on is calories, because a lot of people, you know, go too crazy on the other side and you know, eat way too little. They starve themselves. Now it doesn't help, you know, eating those very filling, satiating salads and veggies if you end up eating just 1,000 calories a day or something like that, because if you're under eating in calories, you're gonna feel hungry regardless, and you're gonna feel weak, you're gonna feel fatigued, you're not gonna be able to perform in the gym, and you're gonna be in a bad mood. So you need to realize that you don't wanna go too far below what your body needs to sustain your weight. You can decrease the calories by, you know, about 200 to 500 calories per day. That seems to be, you know, what works best for most people. But just play around with it and realize that some days you're gonna be more hungry than others. Some days you're gonna be, you know, your body's gonna tell you that you really need some calories, and then that's happened to me many times, and I just listen to my body and I eat a lot of food on that day. I'll even be on a caloric surplus, but that is okay. Your body knows what it's doing. It will tell you when you need food. So if you're eating too little and you feel hungry, listen to your body, eat more food for that day, and then jump back on a, you know, more calorie restricted, you know, day of eating the next day. But don't restrict it too much, guys. That is so important. So many people fail because they restricted too much. I've been there. I've done that so many times. It's stupid. It's unhealthy. It's unsustainable. It leads to eating disorders. That's not what you should focus on. Now, I like to think about the whole thing not as a calorie surplus or deficit. I just like to think about things as you know, a more sustainable way of eating and living. Just in general, living a life and eating a diet for the rest of your life that includes as many whole foods as possible and increasing your activity level is what counts. So that brings me to the physical aspect of things, the movement, the training, and that is the main difference that has occurred in the last 8 weeks. Not only have I eaten a little bit less calories, but I've moved my body a lot more. So I've been working out 5 times a week like I used to before the injury, and I've been doing a lot more calisthenics work because I'm trying not to, you know, provoke my slip disc too much, plus some isolation work in the gym and a lot of walking and hiking. So not everyone's gonna have mountains around their house like I do. So many people give all kinds of excuses, I hear it all the time, for not being able to move their bodies more, and that is just bullshit. Trust me, everyone can move their bodies more. It doesn't matter where you are, what situation you're in. Like, if you have a floor, if you have your body, you can move more and you can burn more calories that way. You don't need to go to the gym, you don't need to go running, hiking. You can do whatever you want. You can go for a walk, you can do home workouts, you can do burpees, jumping jacks, push-ups on the floor. It doesn't matter what you do. The point is, increasing your activity level will help a lot. And there are loads of different hacks to doing that. So, you know, making a commitment to taking the stairs instead of the elevator is a simple thing. Biking to work instead of driving is another thing that you can do. And there's so many different ways of doing it. You guys get the point. It's easy just to move your body a little bit more. It's hard because it's a new habit to develop. If you're not used to doing it, it's hard to get into the new habit of moving your body more. But like every great thing, it takes work and dedication and a change of mindsets to accomplish something. So you have to put in the work, you have to develop these new habits, you have to move your body a little bit more and force yourself in the beginning, because you're not going to feel like it. You are not going to feel like, you know, eating whole foods and moving your body more. You're going to feel like sitting down on the couch and eating pizza. That is just how the human mind works. We just want as much of the good stuff as possible and have as easy of a life as possible, but we have to force ourselves to create these new habits. And once you've come, you know, to that, whatever, you know, people throw in the 21-day mark, you know, here and there, but it's different for everyone. But once you get used to it, it's going to be so much easier. It's going to be automatic. You know, you don't have to think about going to the bathroom and taking a shit, because, you know, you've learned how to do that since you're like 2 years old or something like that. So it's just about developing these habits until they become automatic, and eventually you're not going to be able to live without going out for a walk or going to the gym or, you know, running or, you know, eating healthy whole foods, because without doing those things, your life is not going to feel as good. Your body isn't going to feel as good. Your energy levels aren't going to be as good. Your mental clarity isn't going to be as good. So automatically you will crave to do these things that you now dread and think is gonna be like the worst thing in the world. So personally, I've been going for walks every day, and also even jogging. I've been jogging for I don't know, I'd say like 3 times a week or something like that, on top of, you know, going to the gym, I'd say 5 times a week, or, you know, doing calisthenics work. So I've been doing a lot more activity, and that has allowed me not to, you know, have to eat less. Like I'm eating a little bit less, not in volume, but in terms of calories. But because I'm increasing my activity level, I don't have to pay attention too much to the calories, because automatically I'm burning more calories than I'm eating by doing more exercise. And it's up to you whether you want to focus on optimizing your nutrition for fat loss or optimizing your training for fat loss. I'm a person who loves eating a lot of food, so for me it makes sense to increase my activity level. So it has to be something that you find out for yourself. It doesn't have to be hard to lose body fat. It doesn't have to be hard to, you know, get in shape. It's just a change in mindset, and it's consistency, and you will fail. It will happen. Trust me. You will, you know, binge. You will, you know, feel like eating cookies and ice cream. The important thing is just to get back up and, you know, focus on improving yourself over a long period of time. So don't think about dieting and losing body fat as an 8-week plan. It's something that you have to think about for the rest of your life, because optimizing your health is the most important thing. It's not aesthetics, it's not showing your abs. It might get me more likes on Instagram, but it doesn't make my life better. Health is what matters the most, and what you guys should focus on if you want to optimize your life in general, in my opinion. So I hope that makes sense. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you found the information in this video good. And of course, if you need help with you know, your training and nutrition, we do 8-week and 4-week meal plans and workout plans on jonvenus.com, our website. So check it out if you want to. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below what you want to see next. Every comment, every like means a lot, because it tells YouTube that this video and this channel is useful and helpful, and that way I can reach more people, help more people, and we can all be healthier and fitter. Is that a word? Fitter together. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.